Unboxing show. We have got a really special guest for you today. It is not every day you have a guest who can say that she is Miss Great Britain 2021 to 2022. So welcome to Kat Henry.
Hi, Kat.
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thank you. First of all, congratulations on winning Miss Great Britain 2021 to 2022.
Wow.
How does that feel?
Amazing. It's a fantastic personal achievement, obviously. It's been a couple of years, well, 3-4 years in the making. And but I think for representation and for diversity purposes, it's even a bigger accomplishment for women of colour and plus size women of colour. So yeah, I'm proud.
Absolutely, and we are proud for
proud
you.
Of you. Wow. We're like, wow.
You know, one of the things we love to do here at Pitch Black Magazine is to celebrate and to cheer people on who are doing amazing stuff, and that's exactly what we want to do today. Just celebrate you and cheer you on. So very well done.
Yeah.
So quick question: what did you do before you started doing beauty pageants? I mean, what was life like before Miss Great Britain?
Honestly, quite sad. I went through quite a deep depression. I fell pregnant at the age of 16, had my daughter at the age of 17, battled body dysmorphia, depression, anxiety. I gained a rapid amount of weight throughout my pregnancy. I went from a UK size 12 to a size 28 through pregnancy, whilst I was battling this eating disorder, and I was binging constantly, so my weight just drastically went up. So it's taken me a number of years to kind of develop a really strong relationship with food, a better relationship with food, and it's taken me a while to kind of get to a point where I'm 110% comfortable in the body that I exist in. So yeah, it's been a bit of a journey. So before I took part in pageants, which I think I entered my first one in 2014, took part in 2015. So it was nigh on 7 years. It's been a bit of a journey. But before then, mum. I was a mum. I worked full time. And now I still work full time, but just doing a whole multitude of different jobs. And I'm Miss Great Britain on top of that. So yeah.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Wow. Kat, that's an absolutely amazing journey. So in terms of transitioning from where you didn't feel very good about yourself and depression, anxiety, to then being known and recognized as Miss Great Britain, can you just explain a little bit about how you transitioned?
Okay, so it's been a journey. It's not a race at the end of the day. It's taken a lot of incremental steps to get to this point of acceptance in my body, acceptance in who I am. I was also a sexual abuse survivor from somebody that I trusted very young, and it took me a long time to kind of be okay and have the main problem was the people around me didn't believe me. So I battled kind of imposter syndrome from a very young age, and actually having not a very strong self-worth. And I didn't really have people that believed in me or understood what I was trying to say, and that left a huge dent in who I was. So it's taken quite a lot of different steps, a lot of adversity I've had to overcome to get to the place where I am. But it's been a journey. Like my weight has kind of yo-yoed throughout the years, but I'll be honest, like Judy, my weight is the least interesting thing about me. Like people always like, oh my God, you've lost weight. And I'm like, great. Like, what about me? You know, I've done some amazing things, but people always want to focus on like these drastic, poignant things like weight loss. And that's not what defined me. Actually, rebuilding my smile is what defined me. I was born with a calcium deficiency, which basically would mean that I could eat something as soft as a banana and my teeth would break. I can't pronounce it properly, so I'm not going to try, but it's like hypercalcemia, which basically means my teeth deteriorate really easily. So my teeth used to break. I lived a lot of my life with like broken teeth and like gaps in my teeth. I used to talk like this. I used to have no confidence. I hated the person I looked at in the mirror. And I was in Nando's one day and I was eating a piece of chicken and my front tooth broke. And I'd like, it got to the point where I was like, I have to do something about this. I can't walk around with my front tooth missing. So I battled one of my biggest fears, which was dental work. Having severe like issues with my teeth all my life, I developed this really, really big fear of going to the dentist. And I was actually addicted to over-the-counter pain medication because I'd always have like ulcers and like abscesses in my mouth. So I was constantly taking painkillers to kind of dull the pain that I was always in. So it took like a real big time, like a strong length of time to actually develop a better understanding of who I was as a person and understand that I didn't need to rely on painkillers. I didn't need to be afraid of something so simple as going to the dentist. I found a dentist that believed in me and understood and worked around my fears. And actually, they put me to sleep. They removed 16 teeth/roots from my teeth. And I woke up wearing a temporary denture. And I'm a 38-year-old denture wearer. And had I never like done that or made that change, I would never have taken part in my first pageant. I wouldn't have had the confidence. So that catalyst was rebuilding my smile. It was gaining that confidence by doing something that I overcome one of my biggest fears to actually achieve great things in life. And it's nothing to do with my weight, but people always assume that because I'm big, that's like my driving force, but it really isn't. It's my smile.
No, it's that, because my question literally is in terms of the transition. I'm not thinking and looking at the weight, but to hear you talk about the anxiety and the depression, you know, and because and how people look at themselves, you know, that whole thing wrapped up, like you say, it's not about the weight, and that's the crux of how you can, you know, support someone and encourage someone who doesn't like the way they look, whether it's the weight or whether it's how they feel in terms of the anxiety and wherever that's coming from. That's just an amazing, you know, story that you can encourage someone with, you know. So it sounds from what you were saying that the point, a big turning point for you in terms of transitioning from how you viewed yourself negatively to starting to move forward was for, you know, literally cracking your teeth. Wow.
And we're just so proud of you that you've come through all of that, come out the other side, and now you are an inspiration, because the platform you have, you are a role model for so many young people in this country. So how did the sorry, Kat.
I hope so. I hope it's a bit more than just the beauty queen aesthetic that people like to assume that having this title has. It's a bit deeper than that. So yeah, I hope you're right, Colin. I hope I am inspiring other people, because that's all I really want.
Absolutely.
I think so. And Kat, I have to say, not knowing all of what you've just said, you know, I think we were cheering you on just in terms of being a person of colour, you know, and be like, yeah, Miss Great Britain, because it can be anybody. If you're British, you know, Black British, whatever nationality, what you know, we're British, and that's why we're cheering you on. You know, so
we came across your story, Kat, and we just had to feature you in the magazine as one of the 10 people to follow. And so you're featured in the second issue of Pitch Black magazine, as I'm sure you know. So, but how did the Miss Great Britain thing come about? You know, how did you learn about the pageant, and what inspired you to get involved?
So Miss Great Britain they've been running for over, it's their 76th year anniversary this year. No, next year. Yeah, this year, just gone. And it's always been for younger category women. So from the age of 18 up to, I think the end age was 27. So in their 75th year, which was the year before, 2020, they opened up my category, the Ms. category, which was for women over the age of 28 and above, but there was no upper age cap. So it basically allowed women of all ages to compete for this title, which actually was a brand new title. I competed last year and I came third place, and I was made up by making third place, because, you know, to even have someone like me hit third place was history making. But I'm not
absolutely.
with third place. I was like, right, I'm going to keep going back until I can actually win, even if it takes me several years. I'm not giving up. I'm quite bulldog. If I want something, I'm going to keep on going until I get it. So I did. So I went back the second year, and here I am with this. And I wanted to be part of that change. For something that has always been about the younger aesthetic, the younger demographic of women. When they opened it up to women of all ages, I was like, hey, I need to be in with that chance. Like, if I can help break down those barriers, then I'm there. Like, and I was actually the first named contestant for this category in 2020. I was then the first named contestant in 2021 because I did not want to miss a beat. I was there. I wanted to be in that running, and here I am with the crown. So yeah, I don't give up. Don't scare me.
That's a great story.
So it's amazing, absolutely amazing. So, I'm just trying to think. There's so much that you've said where it's kind of like, I really want to know a little bit more about that, But I'm just thinking in terms of how you inspire, role model for younger girls, our age group, older age groups. And I think back to when I watched Miss World and that sort of thing, and Miss Great Britain, and you have that section where people talk about what they do in the community and that sort of thing, and it always had that feel of whether we actually really believed that they really did all of that stuff, or people were just watching for the beauty. But here you are, and you stand out for the beauty, and in terms of just trailblazing, in terms of the change in age where they've opened this up and everything, but we know already that we know already in terms of age that we may not look what our actual age is, but we with our God that it looks good. But yeah, I'm loving the fact that you're out there as a role model across the board. Yeah. And it's not a just how you look, as beautiful as you are. Love the whole yeah. It is. How does that feel to you?
Yeah. I think actually anyone who doesn't understand or know about pageantry just assumes it's like this whole Miss Congeniality, we all want world peace sort of situation. And don't get me wrong, we do want world peace. Like, who doesn't want world peace? Everybody wants to get the world. It would be nice to all not to have to deal with, fighting and all this kind of stuff all over the world. But that it would be remiss to say that every woman that takes part in a pageant is not only about the aesthetic. There are soldiers, there's surgeons, there's doctors, there's nurses, there's people, there's service women in these pageantries all across the world. And they're doing great things with their titles individually. And actually, that side of pageantry isn't really talked about enough, about how the philanthropic work is actually something that drives us into pageantry. Yes, we all love getting on stage and prancing about in heels and glamorous gowns. What woman doesn't? However, it does take a level of confidence to actually get up on stage and promote whatever your platform is or whatever you're standing for to a wider audience, and actually grow quite a thick skin, because in this industry and in this world, people are always ready to judge you. And especially being a woman of colour and a plus size woman of colour, having this title, I have had so much racism and vitriol pointed towards me. It's ridiculous. And it takes a thick skin to turn around and be like, I'm okay with that because I'm fighting the good fight. So I mean, we do it for the love of pageantry, but we also do it for the causes, and that's what we're here for.
Well, I'm very grateful that your thick skin then is able to take on all of the nonsense and the haters, because we are here, the ones that are loving what you're doing. We are here. Maybe we need to make our voices a little bit louder than that.